Hello! Okay, today's post is about motherhood. Motherhood is like baking cookies. I bake cookies every day. Not the real kind, but each day there's a few ingredients that are a part of my day. Some days I have ingredients I didn't know were going to be a part of my day, but for the main things that are a part of my day, I wanted to talk about them. So here's my little mixing bowl and my spoon, and I have some ingredients, and I wanted to share with you what makes up my day as a mom. Okay, playing, obviously. I have two little kids. They're 3 in January and 17 months. We play a lot. We play in the rain. We play in the mud. We play with our toys, with our guys, with our trucks. I love playing with them. It's pretty much my entertainment. I can sit there and watch them play like TV because they entertain the things they do, and I enjoy making forts with them and make bear caves. It's pretty great. Okay, here's another one. Okay, training. Some of you might think potty training. I'm working on that. But also just training. I'm trying to teach my older son to say, "May I please have something?" instead of just yanking out of his brother's hands. Or sometimes I get him to try to learn how to trade a toy so he doesn't have to yank it out of his hands. I don't know. There's just so much consistency. That's really draining to kind of stay on top of things. But I'm seeing it pay off, and it's really cute when he says thank you all on his own and I didn't have to prompt him. Okay, let's pick another. Frustration. This is a pretty... Everyone has this in their day in some way, shape, or form. Being with kids, though, it just... I don't know, it's just a lot. There's just a lot that you're really worn down, and it's easy to get frustrated. And it's tough, but I made this on a little card because I only want it to be a small part of my day. Sometimes it's bigger than others, but it's definitely a part of my day. Let's see. Patience. This is a big one for me. I really try to cultivate an environment where my kids feel, I don't know, I try to be understanding of where they're at developmentally, and I try not to jam too much in my schedule into my day so that it kind of wears us all out, and then I'm less patient with them and they're more out of it. I just think it's a big thing to try to be realistic. That's another one of my things, is being realistic with my expectations of them, of myself, of my husband. Realistic expectations of them developmentally. They have a lot going on. They're changing all the time. There's things that they're doing now that in 6 months will be a little bit easier, or especially my youngest, he says things, but his speech will pick up and it'll be easier to understand him, and right now it's a little more frustrating for him and for me, so I don't really know, but this is such a big one. I read these books called Your 1-Year-Old, Your 2-Year-Old. I'm about to read Your 3-Year-Old. It just gives me an idea developmentally of where the kids are at so that I don't have expectations of them that are unrealistic. They're not understanding when you say no. I think it's 21 months. That makes more sense to them. So it kind of, in your mind you might be thinking, oh, if I don't discipline them for this, then they're not going to learn to not be that way. Well, a few more months and it might not even be a problem anymore. Realistic expectations of myself. Big one. I'm not really good at that. I still am up at night with sometimes 2 kids, mostly 1. I'm tired, and it definitely has an impact on my day. Whatever I'm able to get done or not get done, laundry, dishes. I just need to give myself grace during this season. These little boys they're just little presents to me. I told my oldest that God gave me 2 gifts, and they were all wrapped up, and you were inside the box, and he just loves that little idea. And he's a gift to me every day that he's still here, and I don't want to say he's still here, that's morbid, but I'm not trying to be morbid, I'm trying to be realistic. It is a big deal that I have him. I have them both. Realistic expectations of my husband. I know it's pretty easy to rely on someone in a way that feel like they're not might not be meeting your needs, or I don't know. I feel like it's a big thing in relationships where kind of expect things from them. And my husband's working. He loves us. He works hard for us. He is awesome with the kids, but I can't expect him to meet all my needs. Like, I need really good girlfriends. I need to invest in my relationship with the Lord. And if I don't do some of those things too, I'm going to look to him for more than what he can give me. And that's out of line. Like, it's not lined up and balanced. And I love, that's so freeing to me that there's other things and other people and other relationships that I need to be maintaining in order to have a healthy, healthy expectations from him and him from me. So realistic expectations are a big thing, big ingredient in my batch of cookies each day that I try to think through. Next ingredient is gratefulness and perspective. One thing that I hope to portray in my videos, I try to live this out in my daily life, but I want to be sensitive. First of all, there's a lot of people that either aren't mothers who want to be mothers. There's women out there who have lost children. There's women out there whose kids are battling diseases, and it's a lot of people struggling and a lot of people grieving, and the fact that I have my kids is such a big deal. And I try to balance that perspective every day, and I try to be grateful every day. And when little things come up, like the frustrations, this is what I try to remember. And I just want to say, sometimes it's overwhelming, the thoughts that I have about, for instance, I've spent some time at St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis, and I've sat in the waiting rooms, I've sat at appointments, I've been at doctor's appointments with a friend of mine and their child, and I mean, it's a real thing. Like, I'm sitting here on my porch talking to you about this, and all around, people are suffering and grieving and hurting and crying, and then I have these little kids, and I just try to remember that there's a lot of pain in this world, and there's a lot of people struggling, and I don't want to forget that. And I don't, in my frustration with my kids, like, I just really try to balance thankfulness and gratefulness, because I truly am blessed, and it truly is a big thing that I have them each day. I try to live like this, my palms open. It's very difficult sometimes, because like, I just feel like the Lord gives, the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I try to have like a mindset where these kids they're not mine, they're His, and I have the privilege and the responsibility of raising them and loving them and caring for them. And I don't know, it's a work in progress. I mean, I had a baby for the first time almost 3 years ago, and I still feel like I'm adjusting to what it means to be a mom, and I think I always will, because it's always changing. But I haven't really got my grounding or figured things out or adjusted everything. I feel like there's so much all the time I'm still processing about this huge change in my life. But one of the biggest things that I try to balance every day, this is a big ingredient in my day, I just try to, all that, like I said, the frustration, I try to really see this. It's funny, I was starting to get ready for this post this morning, and I was frustrated with my little guy. I was trying to unload the dishwasher, and he was taking everything out and going for the knives, and I couldn't get him to stop doing that. And I actually saw this on my counter, and I just kind of stepped back and said, "Dear Lord, thank you that I have a little guy that wants to get in my dishwasher, you know? It's frustrating me. I wanted to get these dishes in before we headed out, but I'm so grateful for this child." So after this post, I'm gonna take these little ingredients that I made to show you, and I want to put them up or frame it or make something cute to put in my house, so I remember what I'm talking to you about, and so I remember to choose to be grateful in the times of frustration. Woo, sorry. Okay, some other ingredients. A nap. If I'm lucky, I get both my kids down at the same time. Then I get a little break. Sometimes I'll get a nap too. That's like a really good day. Safety and security. It's really important to me that my kids feel safe and secure and loved and cared for, and I just think it's a big deal. Okay, training. I feel like, did I do this one? Maybe I had two things, training. I think maybe yeah, already did that one. Okay, well, last one, fun memories. This is a big one to me. I had a lot of siblings, and I loved making snow forts and playing outside and making up skits and having girls clubs and just different things. I want my kids to have like fun imagination, and so I'm trying to do that stuff with them now. Hey, let's pretend. I can't think of an example right now, but fun memories are a big thing, and yeah, I feel blessed to be given this opportunity to be a mom, and still figuring out. I'm still processing how it's changed so many things in my life, but I'm grateful, and I know there's more ingredients I haven't left out. Maybe someday I'll do a Motherhood is like baking cookies part 2. But for now, that's all we have.